Hello, Performa family. I'm Brian Roney, and together with my lovely wife, Hannah, we are excited to welcome you to the Ignite series, a show brought to you by your Performa family's favorite recipes.
Welcome to our picnic. For our first dish, we have Mike Anderman here, our owner from Parkland, Florida. Mike, tell us about your baked salami.
There's not a lot to say. It's a hot salami covered in brown sugar, mustard, and butter. What's not to like?
Have you been making this one for a long time, or is it a staple?
Yeah, we make this for pretty much any party. It always goes immediately. I don't think I've ever made it the same way twice. It's, sometimes I'll use brown sugar, sometimes apricot jelly, sometimes roasted garlic, sometimes I make it on the barbecue, really, nice. Whatever comes to my head.
So it's one of those you get invited to the party because they just want you to bring your salami dish.
Everybody wants my salami.
All right, we're gonna get going. Well, I wanted the first, since it's your recipe to show us, the first thing, and you'll see this in the recipe, guys, the first thing is taking the salami, and this is great, scoring it and shoving it full of garlic.
So you just cut holes.
So you're turning it.
Yeah, you just turn it and just...
The more the merrier.
As much garlic as I have, I just keep cutting holes and sticking more garlic in there.
So he's got plenty in there. Next, we're going to bake this. I believe it said 40 minutes you had it, and that definitely helps all the garlic flavor. And what I've dubbed this is a mustard caramel, at least is this recipe. So is it first the butter, correct?
Yeah.
Do you have this on a medium heat?
Yeah, I have that about medium-high. Anytime you're melting butter, if you're starting to see that you're browning it right away, you want to slow it down because you're definitely going to change the flavor, but there's times you do want to brown the butter and whatnot. Got our plenty of brown sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you said you did this with the apricot jelly. Any other ways you've done it before?
Really just the brown sugar and the apricot jelly, but I've been trying it recently on the grill a lot, and I like the flavor. I find it nice and smoky that way.
When you do it on the grill, what do you generally do? Like you just don't throw it and roll it around?
Slice it in half, cook it one side, let it brown a little bit, then put it on the other side and let it cook also. And the other thing I like to do a lot is the garlic pops out of the salami as it's cooking, and it's roasted, so then sometimes I'll just slice that up and throw that in the sauce.
Go. That's a good way. We need some apples to dip in our mustard caramel. So at this point in the recipe, you'll see that's when you remove the salami from the oven, right?
Yep.
And then you dice it up and you add it in this caramel, if you will.
Oh,
Here's our done one. And you can see the garlic that, like you said, you minced it up. This is like candied sausage.
Yes.
So everybody, one for you.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a few, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, don't mind if I do.
It's definitely good picnic food, little finger foods, right?
So how do you usually serve this? In a bowl with these?
Yep, in a bowl with toothpicks, and it goes quickly.
It has a great balance of salty, sweet. Mm-hmm. I really, really like that. So awesome. Well, Mike, when I think of salami, I generally think of a sandwich filler, but you have proven that it's so much more than that. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. It was great having you. Thank you so much.
Our next dish, vegan 4-bean salad, comes from Holly Spillers, our owner in Katy, Texas.
Well, I think the main thing is the beans that are in the recipe, I typically follow those because they do seem to complement one another. But there have been times where I haven't had one or another bean, and I've either left it out or added a different type of bean, and it was totally fine. I would think that would be my only tip on this recipe.
Thank you, Holly. We can't wait to get started. Chef D, let's chef it up.
So actually, we're going to have Chef Hannah here do a lot of the work today.
Yes.
So we have all our different ingredients here. We have black beans. We have chickpeas. We have some kidney beans. These ones are dark red kidney beans. You might find light ones. I got the red ones for this. The recipe doesn't set by. Oh,
no
save
bean
them all.
behind.
We have pinto beans.
Awesome.
We have different tomatoes. Now it says multicolored or different colored tomatoes in the recipe. This is a mix of baby heirlooms, grape tomatoes, and yellow tomatoes as well. Definitely a lot of color in this. We have some cut green onions, Scallions also, that's another thing. It's all synonymous. Some avocado oil. You can definitely, the recipe says you can also use olive oil as well. This is expeller pressed avocado oil. Some fresh lime juice. Whenever you have a salad, you definitely want some sort of acidic element in there to help balance the flavors. This will definitely help with the freshness. We have some fresh cut cilantro.
My favorite.
Now, say you don't
yes.
like cilantro, but you want that look of it, you could put some parsley as well. And then our seasoning in this is salt and pepper and some fresh ground cumin,
Awesome.
right? And then our last ingredient is avocado. So why don't you give that a mix first?
Okay.
And I want to show everyone a safe way to dice an avocado. And you'll see I won't even need to put it on the cutting board. So the first thing, I like using a chef knife, and you'll see why a paring knife might not work in this. The first thing I do, I cut into the avocado, and you'll see the knife is not moving. I'm just moving the avocado straight around, right? Once I have that, we twist it apart. First, let me show you to remove it, the seed. You see a lot of people do a lot of tricks. I just hit into it
It's a good thing I trust you.
and
Very
then
close.
twist it out. All I'm gonna do is run the knife inside like I'm dicing it. That ugly piece, we won't scoop him out. There's one. In fact, here's a spoon. Feel free to scoop him out right into the salad. You don't want it to mush up too much. We're not making guacamole. So with that, we have our salad. See, already done. Like I said, very
Nice.
straightforward to do. Anything like this, it's definitely better when it sits for a little bit. Let's each have a taste.
Nice.
And the seasoning is good.
Oh, wow.
This is always a time you want to taste.
Yeah, this is awesome. I could almost see having a bed of lettuce and then adding it to the top.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
have a meal right there.
That lettuce wraps even, that could be fun.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really fun with this and everything.
Great idea.
Especially at the time of year we're coming up. This is a perfect thing and a nice refreshing side dish for sure.
Amazing. And thank you so much, Holly. Perfect for our little picnic here. We also have picnics. You could find this on your local Proforma Pro store. We'll give you guys a good deal. Just contact Brian. But thank you again so much, Holly, for sharing your recipe with us. Do you know what the perfect way to end a picnic meal is? If you said cinnamon rolls, you'd absolutely be correct. We have Tammy and Russ Howarth, our owners from Apollo Beach, Florida, to show us how to make this delectable treat.
Tammy, Russ, thank you so much for being here, guys. And this recipe, I've made it a few times before you came, already hit. What made you guys submit this recipe?
Well, I am a huge fan of cinnamon rolls, especially Cinnabon, but I am not a huge fan of consuming 1,000 calories all in one sitting.
Yeah, they are a feat to finish, that's for sure.
So that's why I love this, because you can eat just as little or as much as you want.
So it's more guilt-free.
Yeah.
So first I already have a bunch of them already cut up. We're just gonna quarter these. Now I got the buttery ones. They got those little chunks of like butter. We're gonna do about half of these first.
Yeah.
So this is just cinnamon sugar.
My son-in-law is a huge cinnamon roll fan,
Ha.
so when they come over, I try to find an excuse to make it. So we're making it a lot more lately.
Yeah, I'm getting
So
excited.
I know with these you kind of want to push them. You don't want them squish them down, but you want them a little uniform. And then I was sprinkling a little sugar as I went. Now I will say when you do this, when you pour the butter, you're going to think, no, that's too much. It's going to be swimming in it. That's real.
Yeah.
In fact, the edge pieces are the best. It all gets caramelized and gooey. Get that to you, Russ.
Oh, man.
We're going to get this in an oven. We have a preheated oven. Everyone takes a little different. We have a convection oven here, so that always cooks a little faster.
Oh, man, check that out.
All right.
Check that out.
In fact, I got ahead. We're going to let him rest for a second. I got so excited to take it out the oven. I forgot we got to put make our glaze. So we have some powdered sugar here. You can do vanilla extract. We have vanilla paste here.
And not everybody in my family is believe it or not, they're not all a glaze fan. So I do set
really?
some aside.
What?
My daughter, she doesn't. She
Oh,
likes
so
the
you like
cinnamon.
dip it?
So she has it to the side without the glaze, but the rest of us have the glaze on it. So yeah.
So we added some melted butter to that. In fact, using the grass-fed butter, you'll see exactly how yellow this gets. Thank you, sir.
So, Tammy, when did you start making this? How did you kind of stumble upon this recipe?
I don't even know where I saw it or found it, but when I saw it, I said it was just calling my name because, because I do love the cinnamon rolls, but the huge ones are just
There we go.
Too much at one sitting.
Ooh, so you can see where the butter was. It almost kind of fries in the butter, to
Almost
be
like
honest
crust,
with you guys.
You know?
Yeah.
Butter crust.
So in that, you guys might have saw I added a touch of water. That's just to thin it down, because you don't want it too gooey, but enough that it can kind of drip a little bit, because we wanted to keep it shape, but at the same time, we don't want it to be like soupy. Yeah. And then, just let it go. Look at that.
Nice.
I almost feel like you should double up the icing. There's not enough icing for me.
I do.
All right, so double the icing when you guys make
Sorry,
your
I didn't put that
Quadruple.
in the recipe. Sorry.
that you do. All right, everybody, grab a little piece. Help yourself. I know it's not you guys' first time having them, right?
No.
Oh man, you guys are getting the banging award from Chef D. Those are banging. Oh goodness.
I really feel like you're going on a picnic today after trying so many delicious recipes. Thanks again so much for being here, Tammy and Russ, and to all of our Performa family members for sharing and tuning in. Till next time.